Hi, I'm PJ O'Clair, Master Trainer with Merrithew, and this is Rie Sakamoto. We're here showing you some great snowboard exercises. If you've got clients who are snowboarders, you know how important it is that they work on strength, flexibility, core strength importantly, but the strengthening part is what I want to address today. Mostly it's the core. Yet, what we don't realize is all of the muscles, we sometimes don't realize this, but all of the muscles, 85% of them run obliquely, which means they cross over. So when you work your obliques on one side, you're working your inner thigh on the other. These cross patterns are what we call global stabilizing slings. And in our Fascial Movement course, we review those slings and we explain to you that we all have the same maps. We all have these slings. It's whether or not we utilize our bodies in appropriate ways in order to foster those networks or those structures or those slings. How you do that is by loading them. We're going to load them today with these bands. This is a yellow band, which is a little bit easier than the red band. I'm making her work a lot harder today than me. Also, if you have taller clients, they may want a yellow band because it will give them a little bit less load. It may be a little bit more appropriate for them. So this is now going to address the anterior sling. The anterior sling is the external oblique and the inner thigh in opposition. So we're going to do one of those sides. We'll show you one side, but then you'll repeat the other side as well. Okay, so we're going to put this on our right foot. When you put it on your right foot, you go over your right shoulder to get to your left shoulder, and this creates that cross pattern that I'm speaking about. This is going to load the tissue in a cross-diagonal way. Now, we're going to add some rotation because we're using our obliques, and that's important. Tons of rotation in snowboarding. So you take your one foot forward. Also in snowboarding, there's offset stance. This is going to allow you to move through your pelvis. Go ahead and try that, Rie. Move through your pelvis and feel the load from the resistance. So we're going from our oblique to our inner thigh. See if you can feel as you turn and stay there for a moment, this sense of tensioning here. These slings work in unison. So we start with just that pattern. Now, the reason for the leg forward is to allow for movement of the pelvis. So that's our movement. Then we add resistance by pressing into the band. Into the band. Now that gives us load in this cylinder type rotation. We're not going into flexion here. We're keeping that cylinder type rotation, which is what a snowboarder needs to do when they're going down the slopes. Pushing the pelvis, using that line, and you can definitely feel your oblique to inner thigh, can't you? It's amazing. So I hope you try that. Do both sides.